All right. So today, I'm just gonna do a quick review on the good old Puffco. This bad boy right here went through around 3 of these, actually. Well, this being the third one. And yeah, the story was pretty crazy, but this is gonna be like just a quick review. I don't like making videos too long. Um, so the Puffco, I owned it for a few and bought it in Cali, and for the most part, it did what it's supposed to. It looks cool. It just a great dad's rig all around. When I first got it, I definitely would have given it a 9 out of 10. Um, but now after like actually owning it for like almost 2 years now, I guess. I don't know. About to be 2 years, I guess. Uh, it's a little different. Uh, so the first time, this bad boy just straight up stopped charging on me, and I noticed that the charging port right there, that thing started looking like the Statue of Liberty in there. Oh, and in the camera, you can see there's a little space in there already. That's not good. Um, so that happened, and I had to do a whole warranty claim. And then this bad boy was just honestly taking up space because I had to do the whole claim process. But the dudes were pretty cool at Puffco. They allowed me to send it back, and they sent me a replacement, but it was just the base, like just this part. They did not send a new glass or a new whole click kit. They ask you to send the base out, and they give you a new base. And after that, um, after that, uh, yeah, it was okay. We got the second one, and then what happened after a few months of owning the second one? The LEDs just stopped functioning altogether, and I couldn't tell if this thing was on. So this would happen, but it would happen in a way that even if you pushed the button, it wouldn't work, and that was really annoying. So I sent that one back. And I mean, I live in New York where the humidity is just absolutely crazy. And so it's a little different out here. But also, I was using this like 8 times a day back then. I was really like using this as my main source. And it kind of sucked when I had to send it out for that period of time, because then I had to just like go back to good old fashioned and stuff like that. But yeah, this thing was very missed, to say the least. And it it sucked not having it. Finally got this one back, and this one's been behaving, but this one, as you can see, let me just, you could just kind of see like gaps in the hardware. And then if I took this chamber off, the plastic's not lined up perfectly. It's almost like each one they're sending me kind of sucks, but maybe they all just have little flaws. So what else can I say? Other than that, it was a pretty smooth experience. The secret to it is when you are putting it in its case, try to remove the glass completely and let the glass dry, because if you leave the glass, even if you empty out the water, that humidity is going to get into this little charging port and it's going to fuck it up. That's another thing. Another thing to worry about is if you're using this too much excessively, then this part you'll feel down here will get really, 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 really hot. And when this gets too hot, that will kind of fry everything inside, and this thing can't handle its own heat sometimes after excessive use. So you have to be careful with that. This thing is kind of sensitive. I wouldn't really recommend bringing this out with too much of the guys. This is definitely something of more of an intimate situation with one person. Because if you abuse this thing too much, it's gonna get dirty. They're gonna pull too hard, and you're gonna see some of the wax down there. And then you have to clean all this even more. And you gotta clean it with these toothpicks. I said toothpicks, Q-tips. And I recommend if you are gonna clean it with anything, clean it with Everclear. Now, you could use this stuff, but this stuff has something inside it that makes it smell like ass and you can't drink it. And because of that, I wouldn't recommend putting it in something you're going to put your mouth on that you have to smoke out of. So this stuff right here is more pure. It's honestly so pure that you can actually drink it. So that's how you know that this is something better to put around your mouth area, or something you're going to inhale from. This is, you can drink this. You can't drink rubbing alcohol, and rubbing alcohol smells like ass. This doesn't leave a smell. And it's more pure, so it's just going to clean it better too. Now, I bought this glass, right? This is the original glass, but I bought an upgradable glass, and then in the description I can tag, just write some comments, and then if enough of you write something, then I'll tag the guy in the post. I'll just make an edit. I'm a little high right now, so I'm not going to do it right now. But if enough of you guys want to do it, I guess I'll do it. And so yeah, for the most part, that's like the Puffco experience. If I were to rate it, I would give it an 8 out of 10. Reason I'm giving it 8 out of 10 is because... Why am I giving it 8 out of 10? I'm giving it 8 out of 10. Minus 1 point for it's a little sensitive. It is like a little Ferrari, or a little just an expensive car, like a little fucking Lambo or something. It's just too expensive, and it kind of does break, and when it breaks, if you don't have warranty, that's gonna be real costly. So that's, it's sensitive. So that's minus 1 point for durability. But other than that, the only other reason it's getting an 8, another minus 1, is because I kind of wish they did more with the colors. I kind of wish we had you see how I can cycle through them. But I would like to see a rainbow swirl or something like that. Something more active, cooler stuff. You could definitely, make this maybe a centimeter bigger, and you could totally fit more stuff in here, and maybe you could even make the parts more durable with that. So I just wish they did a little more with that. Maybe some more LEDs on the outside or something, even though it looks pretty cool like this. Kind of matches a lot of the gaming rig. So it is definitely just ideal for the smokers, gaming rig type of setup. And then, the final reason why I don't give this a 10, or at least a 9, is because a classic dabs rig, although it requires a lot, you need you need stuff like that and stuff. And those, sometimes that empties out. Sometimes you got to get more gas for that. You got to clean the rig. But a classic dabs rig, you're just going to get way more flavor out of. And a lot of dabbers really prefer the analog rig because, what can I say? The analog rig does have a lot of flavor, and you can get a crazier hit. Oh, and my bad boy is dead. Another thing is the battery dies, and you just saw it in front of me. I wasn't going to include that into this, but it just happened, and the battery does die kind of quick on this. Even on the brand new units, you still have to charge this after excessive use very quickly. So that's like the review. Um, yeah, the classic Dabs rig it carries more flavor, and yeah, it's more shit to clean, but like it's just you get a lot more flavor in the crazier head. This bad boy right here is much cleaner, much more convenient, but it is a lot more cleaning. And if you know what I'm talking about, if you own one, this is you're gonna be using like 8 of these and a lot of fucking Everclear. So other than that, it's a high maintenance device, but you know what? It is definitely has its place in the pot smoker's shelf. I got that next to a volcano, and it's definitely took its rightful place there. I prefer doing this better than the glass rig because the classic rig is a lot to clean, and it's it's a little more intense. This is like a little slightly less intense, and it's just nicer. And then if you get upgrades, and I also have had experience with different upgrades and what they can do, so I can make a different video on that altogether. But yeah, that's my review for the Puffco Peak Pro. The one that connects to Bluetooth and stuff like that. Yeah, that's this one. But yeah, peace out, guys.